Facebook Inc. has suspended former U.S. President Donald Trump's Facebook and Instagram accounts for 2 years. After his post about the disturbances at the U.S. Capitol, he was banned indefinitely from accessing the two sites in January, but last month Facebook's Oversight Committee criticized the unlimited punishment. Facebook claimed that Trump's actions seriously violated our rules. Trump said the move was an insult to the millions of people who voted for him in last year's presidential election. Facebook's move comes at a time when the social media giant is also ending a policy that protects politicians from certain content moderation rules. He said he will no longer grant politicians immunity from misleading or abusive content that is noteworthy based on their comments. Nick Clegg, Facebook's vice president of global affairs, said in a post that Trump's ban went into effect from the date of the first suspension on January 7. Given the seriousness of the circumstances that led to Mr. Trump's suspension, we believe his actions seriously violated our rules and should be subject to the maximum penalty, he added. If we determine that there is still a serious risk to public safety, we will extend the restriction for a period of time and continue to reassess until the risk diminishes. Clegg's statement pointed out that, after Trump's return to China, he will be subject to a series of strict and escalating sanctions for any violations. How did Mr. Trump respond? In a statement released by his Save the American Political Action Committee, Trump said, "Facebook's decision is an insult to the record 75 million people and many others who voted for us. They shouldn't be allowed to escape this kind of censorship and silence. In the end, we will win. Our country can no longer tolerate this kind of abuse." In the second statement about the 2-year ban, Trump attacked the founder of Facebook. The former president said, "Next time I'm in the White House, at your request, I'm going to stop having dinner with Mark Zuckerberg and his wife. That's all." Facebook's move allows Trump to return to the platform before the 2024 presidential election. At the same time, he prepares to hold another large-scale face-to-face rally, which is a sign of his campaign and presidency. According to local media reports, his first plan was to travel to Dallas, Texas, in early July. Earlier this week, the communication platform established by Trump after the ban on social media, from Donald J. Trump's desk, was permanently closed. In addition to Facebook, which has more than 2 billion users a month, Trump was also banned from using Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, Twitch and other social media platforms during the January riots. Last month, Florida Gov. Ron DeSantis, an ally of Republican Trump, signed the first U.S. law to punish tech companies that discontinued because of politicians. Facebook's situation with Trump is complex. It involves trade and is sure to annoy millions of people. The fact is, no matter what his decision is, she will definitely be polarized. But to be clear, today, the world's biggest social network, Facebook, refused to allow 74 million people who voted for it to use their megaphone. They not only knew him, or approved of him, but voted for him as President of the United States. This is a big order. What is Facebook's new policy? Facebook said public figures who violated regulations to incite unrest or violence will be suspended for 1 month and, in more serious cases, for up to 2 years. This is to cancel the previous policy of allowing political speech worthy of note, even though it may cause harm. Although there may be violations, posts deemed worthy of exceptions may still be allowed, but will be marked as warnings by Facebook. The company said it will no longer treat content posted by politicians any differently. Instead, let's simply apply our news value balance test to all content in the same way, measuring whether the public interest value of the content exceeds the potential harm of retaining it. The company's oversight committee concluded that Mr. Trump's initial ban was appropriate. But there was no reason to maintain the ban indefinitely. The Facebook-funded independent board of directors has 20 members who can make binding decisions about content. Members include lawyers, journalists, experts on freedom of expression and the former Prime Minister of Denmark. On the same day, European and British regulators launched a formal antitrust investigation into whether Facebook abused customer data.